How well do you know your distances? That was the question we wanted to ask in this video. Welcome to West Hill Golf Club. This is the driving range here. Behind me on the ground you'll see that we've got the GC2 launch monitor, a load of golf balls and my golf clubs, and I'm going to try and find out how far I hit the ball. So the plan is I'm going to try to hit 3 good shots with each club in my bag, find out what the average is for each of those golf clubs. Now I tend to work to carry distances. I don't know how you do it in your game. Please do leave comments below. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts, but I tend to work to carry yardages because I find that much more useful to me out on the golf course, knowing how far I need to carry it to reach the front of a green or to carry it over a bunker, whatever it might be. So anyway, these are the distances, how far I think I hit each club in my bag. So starting with driver, I'm going to give myself a 10-yard margin for error with driver that I won't do with any other club. But I think I carry my driver somewhere between 280, 290 yards. 3-wood, 250, 2-iron, 230, 4-iron, 210, 5-iron, 195, 6-iron, 185, 7-iron, 175, 8-iron, 165, 9-iron, 150, wedge 140, 50-degree wedge 125, 54-degree wedge 110, and I think I carry my 58-degree wedge 90 yards. Now I play quite a bit of competitive golf and those would be the yardages that I would stick to, but are they actually the reality of what I'm doing? Right, let's go and find out. Does it make a difference hitting off a mat, do you think? If so, please do leave comments below. Be interested to hear your thought. Do you think you hit it further or shorter at the range? I guess it depends on the range balls. Quality of the range balls here is good. So they're Titleist practice balls. They're sort of called tour practice. On the whole, there's a few iffy ones in there, but on the whole, they're in really good shape as well. So good quality practice balls here helps. But do you think it makes a difference hitting off a mat? Not sure. Okay, so testing done, and I'm going to get straight into the results now. So starting with my 58-degree wedge, I was carrying that 97 yards. And I'll come on to that at the end, but I'm just going to go straight through them now. So 58-degree wedge, 97. 54-degree, 110, which is exactly what I thought it was, which is good to see. 50-degree wedge, carrying 123. My wedge was carrying 135. And then my 9-iron was 151. 8-iron, 163. 7-iron, 173, 6-iron, 191, 5-iron, 192, 4-iron, 209, 2-iron, 226, 3-wood, 254, and driver 279. Now, there is a lot to get through here, starting with, obviously, the key area of concern for me, looking at these numbers here, is that 6-iron yardage. So carrying my 6-iron 191, that sounds fantastic. Problem there is that my 5-iron only goes 1 yard further. I suspect that perhaps my 6-iron has been knocked in transit. Perhaps it's been strengthened by being hit slightly in transit somewhere. I don't know, but it appears to be going way too fast. It's going 18 yards further than my 7-iron and only 1 yard less than my 5-iron. So I really need to get my 6-iron looked at by the pro just to check the loft of that club, because that is a real area of concern. The other one is the difference between my wedge and my 9-iron. So I thought I carried my wedge 140 and my 9-iron 150. It turns out I carry my 9-iron 151 and my wedge only 135, which leaves me with a 16-yard gap. Perhaps that's too big a gap to have at the bottom end of the bag. Don't know. What do you think? Be interested to hear your thoughts. I suspect that might be a little bit too big, so I might be tempted just to possibly strengthen that the loft of that wedge just a little bit, to give me that little bit more distance, maybe a yard or two, just to close up the gap, keep them as even as possible as I can have them at the bottom end of the bag. And finally, that lob wedge yardage. I mean, I don't tend to hit many flat out full lob wedges like I was doing here, I'll be honest, but it was carrying 97 yards. Perhaps that's a little bit too far, don't know. A couple of other things to point out. Firstly, the weather conditions here today at West Hill are absolutely perfect for hitting golf balls. It's about 20 degrees, it's not too hot, it's not too cold. Obviously, if the temperature's a little bit lower than it is now, I would not expect to be swinging as sort of freely and efficiently as I was today. And you can definitely knock off a few yards off every single club. So having a yardage in mind for every club in the bag is obviously really good and really important, but you need to be flexible with those yardages. You need to bear in mind the atmospheric conditions, because that can make a difference. Secondly, warming up. So I've been here all day, actually, here at West Hill, and I've hit a lot of golf clubs this morning, testing out some products for Golf Monthly, so I was very warm, well swung in. In fact, getting towards the end, I was getting a bit tired. There were a few funky shots creeping in at the end, but it just shows you the importance of warming up. If you're going to go through the process that I've been through here, don't start checking how far your first wedge goes as you warm up. That's a mistake that you really need to avoid, because it's going to skew the numbers. So there you have it, the end of a really interesting test here at West Hill. Please do leave comments below. What do you think about the way that we did it? Do you think there's any other factors in play there that may have caused some of the results that I was getting? I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts. And I think it just goes to show that, of course, it's worth checking your yardages with every single club in the bag. Of course it is, but it's really worth doing it regularly. So doing it at least probably once a season, just to make sure, because these things change. And as you've seen from my clubs, perhaps, you know, a loft might get knocked slightly, perhaps a club might get strengthened or weakened, and it might cause you with a gap to appear in your set that could end up costing you out on the golf course. It's food for thought, and something that I think every golfer should take into account when they're working on their own games. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you've liked the video, please do hit the like button. But for now, from West Hill, it's goodbye.